Hey YouTube, Twig here, bringing you all an update to my Armed Dragon Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile for Post the Megatin 2022 Tin of the Pharaohs. This was the reprinted support from the latest Megatin, made easily available for people wanting to build the Armed Dragon deck, which was a deck that came out during the Blazing Vortex booster set. They reprinted a lot of the cards in lower rarity, but still easy to get and a pretty good value from the latest booster set. I also wanted to update this deck with the new cards we received from the Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 set, giving us two different Armed Dragon monsters to use in inclusion with the Armed Dragon Thunder monsters, which are definitely some of the more powered up versions of the original Armed Dragon monsters, varying from all the way from Armed Dragon level 3 all the way to Armed Dragon level 10. So let's go ahead and get started with the deck profile. So what's different from the Armed Dragon Thunder monsters is they definitely have a quicker play style to level up on the field. I'm running 3 copies of Armed Dragon Thunder level 3. This card's name becomes Armed Dragon level 3 while on the field or in the graveyard. You can use each of the following effects of Armed Dragon Thunder level 3 once per turn. You can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard to send this card from the field to the graveyard. If you do, special summon one level 5 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a Dragon monster's effect, you can draw one card. So replenishing your hand if it's used for the cost of one of your other Armed Dragon monsters. Going to the next level, we're running 3 copies of Armed Dragon Thunder level 5. Its name becomes Armed Dragon level 5 while on the field or in the graveyard. You can only use each effect of Armed Dragon Thunder level 5 once per turn. You can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, this card, and from the field to the graveyard. If you do, special summon one level 7 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a Dragon monster's effect, you can add one level 5 or higher Wind Dragon monster from your deck to your hand. So more of a search power with this card as well, being able to add one of the other Armed Dragon monsters from your deck to your hand, and being able to add a level 5 or higher Wind Dragon monster gives us search power for some of the newer cards from the Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1, including Pile Armed Dragon to our hand. I also run 3 copies of Armed Dragon Thunder level 7. This card's name becomes Armed Dragon level 7 while on the field or in the graveyard. You can only use each of the following effects of Thunder Dragon level 7 once per turn. You can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, send this card from the field to the graveyard, and special summon one level 10 or lower Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck. If this card is sent to the graveyard to activate a Dragon monster's effect, you can add one Armed Dragon card from your deck to your hand. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an Armed Dragon monster. There are spells we run as well, like Armed Dragon Blitz and Armed Dragon Lightning. Being able to search out these cards thanks to Armed Dragon level 7 just keeps the continuous searching used with all the many different Armed Dragon monsters we run in the deck. I also run 1 copy of Armed Dragon Thunder level 10. It's really all you need to run. It's your go-to boss monster. It's searchable with your Armed Dragon Thunder level 7 if used for the discard, and can just be special summoned off of Thunder level 7 to begin with. If this card was special summoned by the effect of an Armed Dragon monster, it gains the following effects based on its attack. If it was 1 or more, its name becomes Armed Dragon level 10. If it's 10 or more, it cannot attack. And if it was 100 or more with the power, so remember with this, the 10 or more, based on its attack, it cannot be destroyed by battle. And 1,000 or more, once per turn, quick effect, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, target one other card on the field, and destroy it. If you do, it gains 1,000 attack. And 10,000 or more, once per turn, you can destroy all other cards on the field. So this is the powerhouse that this card was meant to do for the Armed Dragon level 10 monster, and its setup, thanks to all the other Armed Dragon monsters you can send to use for this boss monster setup in the first place. For the additional Armed Dragon monsters, I also run 3 Pile Armed Dragon. You can send one other Wind Dragon monster or one other level 7 or higher Dragon monster from your hand to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. And you can send one Armed Dragon monster from your hand or deck to the graveyard except for Pile Armed Dragon, then target one face-up monster you control. That targeted monster gains attack equal to the level of the monster sent to the graveyard times 300. And until the end of the turn, you can only attack with one monster, which will most of the time be your boss monster. But the big thing with Pile Armed Dragon is the send effect, since you can then activate the effects of all your other sent Armed Dragon monsters, since it was sent to activate an Armed Dragon monster on the field. Being so, not so much for the level up play, but still for more of the Pile Armed Dragon attack boost play. And I also run 3 copies of Armed Dragon, the Armor Dragon. This is more of a special summon card. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon one level 5 or lower Wind Dragon monster from your hand or deck, except for Armed Dragon, the Armor Dragon, but it cannot attack directly this turn. But it can attack into other monsters, and just being able to summon out the powerhouse Armed Dragon Thunder level 5 and swing into another monster is a great setup play, but also gives you access to more extra deck monsters, getting more and more dragons onto the field. With the last of the dragon monsters I run in the deck, it's just one Destrudo, the Lost Dragon's Frison. So with this, you have the option for more setup of just being able to send one monster from your hand to the graveyard. You can even set up Destrudo into the graveyard from just your own Armed Dragon monsters effects, and then special summon it back onto the field via its own effect, paying half your life points, and then being able to go for synchro plays. With the last of the main deck monsters just being 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, hand trap of choice in the deck, you really just go for the special summon option. So as long as you have some hand traps to stop some of your opponent's plays during their turn, it definitely does help. That's it for the main deck monsters. We'll now move on to the spells. I run 3 copies of Armed Dragon Flash, another readily made available card from the Megatins. You special summon 1 level 3 Armed Dragon monster from your deck in defense position. You can only activate 1 Armed Dragon Flash per turn, but this is meant to start off the entire level up play, just being able to summon out Armed Dragon Thunder level 3, and then go for the special summon from there. It doesn't cost any discards or anything like that. You can just activate this, and then you're ready to go with your monster on the field. So it's basically just a searcher, or even just a setup on the field. If your opponent tries to wipe your board, then you can activate Armed Dragon Flash and summon out that monster. I also run 2 copies of Armed Dragon Blitz, just because it is searchable with your Armed Dragon level 7. You can target 1 Armed Dragon monster you control, take 1 monster with the same name from your deck or graveyard, either add it to your hand, or special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions, but it cannot attack directly this turn. You can only activate 1 Armed Dragon Blitz per turn. You cannot special summon monsters the turn you activate this, except for Dragon monsters. So with this, you have to remember that they take on the names of the Armed Dragon monsters on the field that they were meant to represent, but you can still use Armed Dragon Blitz for some of your other search power, including Armed Dragon, the Armored Dragon, or your Pile Armed Dragon, since they don't take the names of themselves or any other monster, giving you access to another monster of the same name from your deck and add it to your hand or special summoning it, ignoring its summoning conditions. So this is just a good setup for the new Armed Dragon monsters we have in the deck. But remember, you can't summon out the Thunder ones since they become different names on the field. And I also run 1 copy of Armed Dragon Lightning. Once again, another search off of level 7. That's why I'm only running 1 copy of this card. If an Armed Dragon monster would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send this card to the graveyard instead. And you can target 1 Armed Dragon monster you control, then activate 1 of these effects. It can gain attack equal to its level times 100, even if this card leaves the field, or add 1 Armed Dragon monster with an equal or lower to level than that card from your graveyard to your hand, making up for some of the discard you may have used off of those Armed Dragon monsters for their own level up cost. So for some of the more generic dragon support, I also run 3 World Legacy Guard Dragon for the special summon power of your Armed Dragon Thunder level 3 back onto the field to use as a resource. And I also run 2 Return of the Dragon Lords for special summoning power of a level 7 or level 8 dragon monster from your graveyard. So summoning out Pile Armed Dragon back onto the field or Armed Dragon Thunder level 7. Definitely some big boss monsters that you can just easily get thanks to this spell. And I also run 2 Forbidden Chalice along with Ash Blossom as just a monster negation effect on the field for either your own monsters negating the card effects and then having the original named monster for your Thunder monsters, which then you can use the Armed Dragon Blitz on, or just one of your opponent's monsters and negating their own card effects because of it. And lastly, I also run 1 Foolish Burial and 1 Dragon Shrine to set up some of the other dragons, which you can either special summon back onto the field, like level 3, thanks to World Legacy Guard Dragon, or set up Destrudo in the graveyard for you to special summon out for a synchro play. I also run 1 Call by the Grave and 1 Monster Reborn to finish off the 1-of spell lineup. With the traps just being 3 infinite impermanents, just another hand trap, along with Forbidden Chalice, a good effect negation, and just being able to stop searches of monsters on the field as well, like Ash Blossom would do, especially if your opponent went first and you have no cards on the field. And that is it for the main deck. We'll now move on to the extra deck. For some of the dragon lineup, I run 1 Heretic Seal of Heavenly Spheres, having a bounce effect and just needing 2 dragon monsters. It can be easily done with cards like World Legacy Guard Dragon and just the easy special summon power of your Armed Dragon Thunder monsters. Also 1 Win the Wind Charmer, since the Armed Dragon monsters are Wind attribute. 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and then for the Link 3s, 1 Borrowcode Dragon, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Triple Burst Dragon, 1 Borrowload Dragon, and 1 Saryuja, and along with 1 Apollosa and 1 Boral End Dragon for the Link monsters. And then for the Synchro monsters, I run 1 Black Rose Dragon, 1 Moonlit Rose Dragon, 1 Cyberse Quantum Dragon, 1 Borrowload Savage Dragon, and 1 Baron de Fleur. You don't normally go into Savage and Baron de Fleur as often, but they're in here for the just additional play that you may have 1 other level 3 monster, along with Destrudo and the other monster that it's level adjusted with to then go into this monster, or even just adjusting with level 5 and the adjusted level of your Destrudo on the field to go into Borrowload Savage after making use of some of your Link monsters. And then as for some of the go-to plays in the deck, it's all about the setup, just being able to discard and gain the additional effects, depending on what armed dragon you may have discarded off to the graveyard, being able to then search more monsters to then use for the additional setup that you may have had, while in turn also just leveling up that other armed dragon can set up your graveyard for monsters to be special summoned back onto the field with some of the other spells we ran, like World Legacy Card Dragon for the lower levels, or your Return of the Dragon Lords for the higher level monsters, and then just going to get out your big boss monster, which is the Armed Dragon level 10, to swing and destroy into all of your opponent's monsters. But that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoy the video. Like I said, it's a really awesome deck. I'm glad we got that new support to help from the Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1. It was one of the cards I was definitely looking forward to the most as the promos from that set. And like I said, I was finally happy that I was able to get around to making an update with the new cards from the 2022 Megaton. And as always, until next time, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And Kira Twig out.